But first, this morning, we want to take you out to Grand Forks, North Dakota, the scene of some of the worst flooding in this country in hundreds of years. An absolute necessity in Grand Forks is a pair of waders, as we see here with our reporter on the scene, Brad Woodard. Brad, good morning.
Good morning, Ann. Ever so slowly, the water is beginning to recede here in Grand Forks. Experts say this is the worst flooding along the Red River in 500 years, perhaps 1,000 years, the kind of flooding that happens only once or twice a millennium. Still under a mandatory evacuation order. As you can see down the street here, Grand Forks is like a ghost town this morning.
Brad, can you tell us, the mayor is there. Does she have any ideas about what needs to be done, what she'd like, what kind of help she'd like from the public? A lot of hearts are pouring out now to try to help Grand Forks.
The mayor is among 50,000 residents who had to flee from the river. Mayor, obviously it's going to take weeks to clean this up. It's going to be months before some people get back into their homes. Obviously your town will recover from this, but will it ever be the same?
As I look at it now, we have to move forward. We can't look backward because it's done. And there are many things we've wanted to do with our city. So instead of looking at it as a negative, I think we're just going to try and do better things and move ahead in a more progressive manner and do the ideas that we've had.
Now, you have been applauded by everyone from the president to your own constituents for your efforts over the past week. In a sense, you've become something of a symbol for resilience. What would you say to the residents here who are thinking about giving up on Grand Forks and locating elsewhere?
Just can't do it. We aren't going to have a community that has the heart and soul like this community does. And it's worth the effort to come back and move forward. And I know the president and FEMA, Mr. Witt, have assured us they will help us in any way that they can. I think the main thing right now, though, is we have people who need immediate assistance, and that's what I'm trying to work on. It is difficult.
We've seen all of these pictures of homes underwater, but something that seems to have gotten lost is the fact that dozens and dozens of businesses are also underwater, which means they're not generating revenues and the residents here aren't generating incomes. I would imagine that's among your top priorities, is getting those businesses back on their feet.
That's one of our main concerns, because we use our sales tax, our city funds, our infrastructure, our economic development, everything we do depends on that. So we need to work, and we need to work hard.
Now, what do you see as the biggest challenge in the weeks ahead?
The biggest challenge, I think, is situating people, even though their homes have been destroyed, in an atmosphere that they can live in. We are talking about putting some trailers in a village or something like that, so that at least they have some privacy with families until they can rebuild.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks.
Now, the water is receding here. It's on the rise to the north, surging toward Canada, and we're told by officials in Canada that they might have to evacuate as many as 20,000 people there. Back to you, Ann.